We are here with Mark Loganback. Thank you very much for joining us today. So you were working on a really cool project with Star Systems building the Hermes Spaceplane. Can you tell us a little bit about how you guys got started and what the Hermes Spaceplane is?
Sure. Well, to start off, Star Systems is a grassroots-based startup, and our goal is to put people and payloads into space. We're going to start by working in the suborbital regime, and we're going to use the Hermes spacecraft to do that. And as you've seen before, and others who've seen the vehicle, it's got some aerodynamic similarities to the space shuttle, and that was by design. We actually want to provide people the space shuttle experience. So we're offering them the full experience, which is a vertical takeoff, horizontal landing, single stage vehicle. Now, Morris Jarvis, who's the original founder and creator of the Hermes, he actually has design sketches dating all the way back from 1979 on the Hermes. But the prototype version that we have right now was actually started developing in 2003, and quite a bit of work got done in 2008 when Intel was a temporary sponsor. I actually came on board the project in 2010, and since then we've continued to slowly progress and build up our momentum and get more subsystems worked on, and accumulated in a Kickstarter campaign in 2012, and we have leveraged that into soon to be a large-scale motor test, and we get to come attend conferences like this.
With the sort of vertical takeoff and having the whole space shuttle experience and similar design, are you guys planning on having the booster for it be mainly solids or liquid fuels?
Okay, good question. First off, so there won't be any external booster. Everything we'll have is going to be housed inside the vehicle. And we're actually using hybrid propulsion technology. And that means we're using a solid fuel and a liquid oxidizer, which is it's inherently safe, and there's quite a few good qualities about a hybrid propulsion system as opposed to other systems such as solids or liquids. And we feel that those advantages vastly outweigh the negatives to using a hybrid system. We're actually going to be using what we call a modular propulsion system. What that really boils down to is we're using a cluster of cores, of these hybrid cores, and that's how we'll take off and get up to suborbital space.
Now, when you do a launch like that, will you jettison the clusters, during apogee, or will the entire system fly and land?
Every system, all of this, the propulsion system is integrated inside the vehicle on the aft end, and they will stay in the vehicle the entire time. But the beauty of what we're trying to accomplish, though, is that we would then like to be able to take the cores out after we land, and then they can be refurbished and essentially practically 100% reusable for all intents and purposes.
Wow. So for those who don't know, where are you guys based out of?
So we're local to Phoenix, and we're actually in East Mesa. We're currently working outside of, Morris has a very large garage that's actually attached to his personal property. And in the near term, we'd like to move out to a larger facility because we're constantly running out of space with what we have to work with now. But we're operating very, very lean, and we're willing to do that for as long as we need to until we can go to the next level.
At this point, you guys, with the Kickstarter campaign, you launched that to get a lot of the different sensors and equipment you would need in order to perform the test that you needed to test out your hybrid rocket motor. And from my understanding, your guys' Kickstarter was one of the very first aerospace Kickstarters that was successfully funded.
That's very true. We were, in my opinion, one of the first campaigns that was really trying to sell a large aerospace idea and was also successful. There were a couple of campaigns before us that had kind of big goals, but they didn't actually achieve success, so they didn't get funding. I've actually talked to a few people at the conference already who said that, hey, because of your Kickstarter campaign, or you were one of the guys we saw, and we realized that we could do it too. So I do feel like we helped kind of create the catalyst for the space companies to come on board and come onto Kickstarter, which I think is a fantastic thing. I'm a huge supporter of any space-related project, and especially on Kickstarter. I actually make it, I take a personal pride in being able to donate or pledge to every space project I can find on Kickstarter, and I would encourage anyone that's viewing this to do the same thing.
Even though you guys are still in a smaller stage and are trying to keep things lean and under budget, have you considered taking advantage of any of the local space organizations for any sort of volunteer work, whether that be just promotion or whatever their skills might be to help out?
We have, and we actually do encourage people to submit offers of help to us. They can go onto our website, hermesspace.com. There's actually a link to go to volunteer or join the Hermes Pit Crew. The Hermes Pit Crew is what we affectionately call anyone who's ever directly or indirectly worked on the Hermes to help advance our cause. And I actually get people, usually it's about once every 2 weeks right now, maybe it'll pick up, where I get people coming and say, hey, I've got these skills, I've got these skill sets, how can I help? And we've actually streamlined that process now. We actually have a volunteer form or an employee form that lets people describe what they're good at and what they like to do. So hopefully we can pair up our task list with their support. And it's something where we haven't actively gone out to those kinds of groups because we have gotten a pretty good response just from throwing that out there and from word of mouth. So we're trying to bring people in at a pretty good rate, but at the same time it's very difficult to have enough tasks to keep people challenged when also they know that this is currently a non-salaried effort. That we're always seeking more help, and that help can come in terms of financial help, partnerships, corporate sponsorships, and it can also come in technical ability or technical support. Non-technical skills, we need people to run media, image, graphics, legal. I mean, the whole host of things. Any little bit will help if it's in the right area. So I encourage people who have an interest in what we're trying to do, or have an interest in NewSpace and actually want to see somebody make this happen, and in a local environment, to let us know.